I am way off screen.
Oh, you are way off screen. But hello. We'll just fix that right quick.
Oh, quick fix.
Oops, there you are.
Oh, there I am.
Hello.
Okay.
Hi, friends. We're back.
We are.
And we missed you. I mean, not a lot because we had a really good trip, but like a little bit. A little bit.
Wow.
Oh, Twisted, thank you so much for the sub. 18 months. That's nuts.
That's amazing.
That would be 2 children. Like, human children.
Oh.
Like, because you did not, if they were like, I mean, I guess there's like an immediate turnaround.
That seems rough. We're not doing that.
No, but yeah, welcome on in.
We are way quieter than the music.
Yeah, I'm aware. It's, maybe this is gonna be a problem. Okay. Yeah, the microphone's kind of far from us. It's just, it's not super convenient to, do this setup, but let's just, maybe this would be better. Hopefully, yeah, that's better.
That works.
That's what better.
You can't see that.
No,
Yeah,
you can't
perfect.
see that. Okay.
Would you minimize that, though, so I can see the chat if I need to? Because I
Yeah.
can't read it there. It's too small.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I should have more monitors over here.
I can have one right there.
We need more monitors.
Yeah,
I think I can make one more work.
obviously.
Okay.
We need more.
That sounds like permission to have another monitor on this setup. So.
Thank you all for joining us today to talk about monitors. That's all we're talking about.
No, this is the
all
monitor
day.
stream. Just 2 hours of monitor discussion. It's not. So yeah, we're back.
And yes, Twisted, we had an incredible time. Thank you for the well wishes. And yes, happy Pride Month.
It's Pride Month. Yeah, there's a lot happening.
We actually have something else we're celebrating today.
Today is our 8-year wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
8 years ago today, she made it complicated to break up with me. So, yeah, and this is what we're doing tonight. We figured like our 2 weeks in Europe was enough of a celebration.
We were really only there for a week. Like, we were off work for 2 weeks, it felt like, but...
I mean, we were off work for 2 weeks.
Well, we worked one day.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, I guess we were only there for 6, 7, 9.
Celestial says,
days.
I'm here to monitor this discussion.
Oh, that's
was good,
That's good.
Celestial.
You get that one. So yeah, we've been gone, and we took a good chunk of May off just to kind of like resettle, and we've just been really busy with actual life. So yeah, we'll get back to a regular, more consistent streaming schedule once again. This week is light for us once again. Today is our trip recap. So basically, if you're a local friend, you don't have to sit through us showing pictures. And if you're a faraway friend, you don't have to live close by to see these pictures. Right?
Yeah, what he said.
I don't think that made sense.
Basically, we just want to show pictures. This is like the old-fashioned slide, like PowerPoint or slide deck. What were they in the old days? Like you did a slideshow, but it was with all your pictures. I don't know, projector.
I think it's just called a slideshow.
But it wasn't on PowerPoint. It wasn't on the computer. It was just pictures.
Just a slideshow.
Okay, like an old school slideshow.
Like a family movie?
Yeah, but like I don't know. They showed it. I've never been to one.
So like they had these little slides, and they put them into a slide projector.
Yeah, and it was like next slide,
and
please.
chunk.
Yeah, like how on never mind. This is too far. Yeah, it's like that, but on Twitch.
So yeah, I just
Are
always
we
think
still jet lagged? Maybe.
a little bit. So we're gonna just show off pictures, talk about like what we saw, tell stories, maybe lessons learned, eat some
And
snacks.
eat snacks.
We got some snacks. Yeah, the projector. Celestial knows what's up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You see?
But we do want to start with see Celestial back in high school.
Yeah, I don't think we had those, but
So we had to carve ours on dinosaur bones, and then we used a couple of mirrors and a candle as a projector, and then it would pop up and tell us
That's amazing.
information
that's cool.
from dinosaur bones.
From dinosaur bones.
Because dinosaurs were like very common.
Yeah, they were still roaming the earth when you were born.
Yes. So we have happy news.
Happy news!
Which is posted on our Discord. So according to, oh shoot, now I forgot who was it ASCPAA?
ASPCA?
Did I add some extra letters?
You did. I don't know what you said.
ASCPAA?
Well, now we're all confused.
I don't know who that is. Anyway, one of the animal rights groups that's not crazy, they have reported that New York has passed a law that forbids the sale of dogs, cats, and rabbits in pet stores in an attempt to stop puppy mills. We have an experience with puppy mills here. We're like 99% sure Ray came from one. It's not good.
Like she was being bred.
Like intentionally.
Yeah.
So it's just a way to encourage people to rescues and go to animal shelters and not have the cruelty that puppy mills, especially, and I'm sure that happens to other animals, rabbit farms, and I don't know what they call it for cats. I think a cat house is something different.
That is different.
Okay.
That's a different meaning.
Different meaning.
But yeah, this is a huge deal to pass this law. It just applies to New York, but hopefully that is a sign of similar laws in other places being passed. So we're just really excited about that. And friendly reminder, adopt, don't shop.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll look at some pictures.
Let's look at some pictures.
Look at some pictures. We're just going to hop right into it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh, there we are.
There we
are.
are.
Oh, you can see us twice.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of us. Oh, I'm not fully... Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Just a little bitty here. Just... There we go.
There you go.
A little more me. We're like trying not to be all scrunched up together, and we like each other. I like her a lot.
But you're like, it's been 8 years. Give me some space.
It's really just the last 2 weeks. So this is us in Charles de Gaulle Airport in France. Our flight, like, seemed like a really great flight, and then as we were like on board thinking about it, it wasn't. But I don't know if there is like a great time to physically travel to Europe
Because you're losing 6 hours.
So yeah, we got on our flight from Atlanta to Paris at 3 p.m. Was it 3 p.m.?
No, 12:50.
No, I thought when we left Lexington was 12:50.
Oh yeah, yes, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah, our flight from Atlanta was at like 3.
Yeah.
So then we flew, and basically it was like 8-9 hour flight. I think we got there kind of early for us, but like what would have been midnight to us when we would have arrived was 6 a.m. in Paris. So it wasn't really convenient for sleeping, and our goal was to stay up until we would normally go to bed in Europe and kind of defeat jet lag that way. Which was
very successful.
We're very successful. It was just a little tough. Hey, Lady Taka, thank you so much. Yeah, we're glad to be back. Love all the glitter and confetti. Glitter and confetti, get an air horn. So we were just in Europe for a little over a week, and we're just going to show pictures and talk about the trip and experiences and stuff like that. We like to do that.
That's why we look so tired in this very first picture, is because it would have been about midnight our time, but it was 6 a.m. in France.
It was maybe a little later because we had to go through customs in France.
That's true.
So that's fun. Oh, the Lexington Senior Center is collecting food for animals for next week. That is awesome. Such a great thing to do.
Yes, agreed.
So yeah, we went through customs and then had a couple of hours, like, until our next flight, which was kind of rough. Like, there wasn't a whole lot happening, and like we're both very similar, and like we want to get to our gate for our next flight, and like know where that is and kind of be comfortable. So, oh yeah, no worries, Lady Taka. No worries at all. Feed those gremlins. Just not after midnight, because that does something to them.
But it is nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in.
Very nice. I lost my train. So we like got there, and there were a bunch of like very expensive shops in the area.
That's not our jam.
So I think we Pokemon'd for a bit.
We Pokemon'd, and then we played a rousing game of American or French.
Yes.
And obviously there were people who were not American or French, but we were based on their clothing style, because Americans aren't as stylish as Europeans. So we were just guessing.
If they wore a scarf, Julian was convinced they were French.
For sure.
That
like
was
a fashion scarf, because it was not winter, so like
Right.
That's different, but yeah.
But yeah, really pretty airport. Lots of glass. Like it was nice.
Yeah.
Got to kind of hang out. But and then so this is us. I'm pretty sure this is in Austria. There's like a train that runs from Vienna's airport directly to like the city center. and we were told by our friend Cheryl not to take it.
But we did it anyway.
But we took it because we had been up. I think we got to Vienna probably like 11 o'clock local time. So still like no sleep. I think Jillian maybe caught a couple of hours.
Yeah,
maybe
like an hour or two maybe.
On the flight from Paris to Vienna. I was like excited and went to look out the window. So like I'm like staring out this window, and France is nothing but farmland. And then more farmland. And then even more farmland. And then I think about the time we would have hit Germany and maybe potentially something interesting, it was just super cloudy. So I just kind of, I think I watched like an episode on I had downloaded on Netflix on my phone, and
let's get to the good stuff.
Jillian slept.
Okay, so we took the city train, and then we had to get on the actual metro. And I think the reason Cheryl told us not to take the city train is it was cheaper if we had just gotten on the metro to start with and changed trains. But we were going easy way. So we went the easy way until we got off. Our stop was Karlsplatz. Karlsplatz. And there was like legitimately 6 different exits.
Easy.
From this metro stop.
Easily 6
different
exits.
directions. And to our non-German speaking eye, there was no discernible difference, nothing indicating which exit was what, and our thing just said exit at Karlsplatz. So we just picked one, and it took us
maybe the right one, maybe the wrong one.
We don't know.
We still don't know.
I still don't even know which one we came out of, but it exited into this beautiful park that we proceeded to walk all the way around with all of our luggage.
Oh, it's a big park.
Not knowing where we were or where we were supposed to be going. Because, you know, when you're underground, it takes Google Maps a minute to figure out where you are. I might have accidentally had mine set in driving mode instead of walking mode, so that was extra confusing. So, yeah, this is us pretending to smile.
Yeah, I'm still holding that luggage. It was a pain in the ass. I hated that luggage by the end of the trip. But we made it to Austria. Like, we were there. We're in a very lovely park. And this is a church that I've already forgot. I think
we're not going to know the names of anything.
Yeah, if you ask the name of something, I don't know. Oh, Frank
Wow.
Tank! Thank you so much for the subscription.
Yeah, thanks, Frank Tank. Welcome on in.
Oh, 2 months? 2 months, man. Appreciate it. Especially those Prime subscriptions. So yeah, we're just recapping our trip. So this is pictures from Vienna right now.
Our first day, fresh off the plane.
Yeah, and thank you all for tuning in when we made the attempt to do some live streams from there.
We did them.
We made the effort and just wanted to see how it goes. So we might do that for future travels. But
yeah.
So this is that church. I think it was something along those like St. Michael's, something. It's really pretty with these spires. Wasn't 100% sure what it was at first. Like, it's always a good guess to be a church, but yeah. So this is a closer up. So our hotel was very close to this.
But we didn't know where exactly.
But we did
find it.
find
close.
it. We did find it. Had a whole issue with that. It was totally fine. Oh, thank you, Slush. I'm glad you enjoyed those streams. But this is like, we decided we were going to go back to this park and like grab a drink, and they had all these fun chairs and like just sit up by the water and like hang out. And this park like had places to buy beer and stuff in it, which seems a little odd to me as an American, because usually our parks are like no alcohol, no fun.
You could drink alcohol anywhere here.
Yeah, it was just like chill.
We chose not to in that moment because we were so exhausted that if we had had a beer, we would have been passed out in the park, and that's probably not a good way to start a trip.
Not good. So. And the water feature was just like this really shallow pond.
There was no fountain. It was just water. It was pretty. It was like a reflecting pool, I think, was the thought. Because right. Which is why I took that picture.
It's reflecting. There I am drinking a Coca-Cola Classic. We needed something, and like,
yeah,
as y'all probably, I'm very sensitive to caffeine, so like I had that, and I was basically good until we went to bed, based on like splitting this Coke with Jillian.
Unfortunately, caffeine has little to no effect on me, so.
They wonder why no one hangs out in parks. You're absolutely right, Celestial. There were ducks in this park.
We love ducks.
So I was like texting my mom that, hey, we're here, and I found some ducks. Here's a picture of some ducks in Austria.
So it won't feel like it, but I did go through and delete extra photos and duplicates. Donald had like 10 pictures of these ducks.
I really like these ducks.
I think I narrowed it down to 3 or 4.
There's some good-looking ducks, though. Look at that duck. Look, that duck is practically Jesus. He's basically walking on water. Look at that duck. Right.
Very on brand.
just cool ducks.
Yeah.
All right. So this is actually, I think we were leaving the park, heading back towards our hotel, and like this is the whole thing with Vienna for me is everywhere you look, there's these beautiful buildings. No massive skyline. Like there are some tall buildings, but not like you would have here in the U.S. for large cities. And that was also a theme in Budapest of like buildings are not super tall, but there are no like single story buildings really. A lot of them are multi-use with shops or restaurants, whatever, on the bottom floors, and then housing above it. Jesus duck, yes, those two. So I think this was a museum. We would like use it as a reference point. It had some very distinct, you might not be able to fully see it, but like this was just easy for me to identify this picture of this guy. And we did see some other places, but this is I think a modern art museum there in Vienna, and it was really cool. So we're super hungry, and we finally got settled in, and we were trying not to like sit down at a restaurant or anything because we were so tired. Any extended sitting would be bad. And we read that typically in Vienna, sausages are a big part of their culture.
And we love meat, so street sausages all the way.
We found a little sausage stand.
What you may not be able to tell from the picture, the bread, it's like a hoagie roll that is cored out in the middle. So they drill a hole in it and put mustard and any condiments and then the sausage in there.
Celeste, you like your nail polish?
Oh, thank you. It was a whole vibe I had going for the wedding when you'll see the picture later.
So we like get them. Mine's a spicy sausage with this like sweet mustard on it. It's amazing. I bought some Austrian mustard. I don't know if it's the same because I don't know German. Jillian had a smoked sausage.
These ladies behind us thought we were ridiculous. Pretty sure they were actually German. And they were like, why are you taking a selfie in front of the sausage stand? I
turned around and said, we're American. I'm really sorry. And she's like, no, it's okay. These are really good. So I think they were really probably just as excited as we were that we were excited about this.
Yeah. It was really good. And I mean, really, it was everything in that moment. It was so good.
We just walk around. I don't think we got any pictures of this, like, big fountain. And it's like a monument to the communists who helped.
It was rainy. I don't think it didn't look like it was very gloomy.
We might have gotten pictures later for that. This is the French embassy in Vienna. We kept seeing French embassies in the cities.
And they're very beautiful.
They are. just really pretty. I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of pictures of like, yeah, that's a building. It's really pretty. This is inside of the hotel we stayed in the first night.
So when we first got there, our room wasn't ready because we were there pretty early. And so they took our luggage, but we just wandered. And then we came back when we thought it would be ready. It still wasn't quite ready. So they were like, go sit in the bar and we'll give you some juice. And so this is in the bar area. Yes.
Yeah, and it was really pretty. So this was our splurge hotel. Like, we absolutely splurged. Celestial is putting all these languages. Yes, I think she is. Okay. I think she's translating the. Sorry, I'm American. Yep. This is our splurge. This was a palace for the Prince of Austria, built in the late 19th century. And then it was a palace for a few years, and then Vienna had a World's Fair, and I want to say like 1896, somewhere in that range. And they converted it to a hotel for the World's Fair. And we lucked out. Like, they upgraded us from a basic room to the suite. This is just some.
Oh, I think this is the video.
Okay.
Oh, do you want me to play it?
Yeah. We'll give a quick tour of the room we had.
Okay. There was a balloon.
There's a balloon.
Okay. So this is the entryway to our fancy smancy room. Immediately to the left. I can't even call it a turlet. This is a water closet, as you can see here. Sink and lovely toilet with bidet. Then we have just a closet, your standard walk-in kind of closet with a mirror, all the amenities. Let's see, what else we got? Oh yeah. We got like the main bathroom for this Double sink. There's a robe. Big window looking out
I love a
into
robe.
the city. Bathtub, of course, as one does. With, of course, a chandelier. Because, why not? A little shower tucked away here. As, well, another robe.
Danger shower.
Okay, back into the entryway, and then we have a sitting room as part of our
Oh, hello.
part of our
Welcome to my
suite.
sitting room.
I think this is our cake.
Yes.
So we got a cake.
That was
It's
not,
a
in fact,
famous
our cake. I mean, it
some-
was
some
our cake.
Water and couches, chairs, a desk for all the business we're not doing here. Hotel secrets.
I never
Wanna
even
read
looked
all
at
of
that.
Here's our view of the city. I don't know what road that is. It is in German,
Probably Charles
and I
Platz.
cannot pronounce it anyway.
Fucking
And that's okay. DVD player, TV, another chandelier. Our chandelier count is currently at 2. Did I miss one in the entryway? I think I did. We'll call that 2.5. 2.5. Some paintings. We're gonna go into the bedroom now of our suite. Of course, chandelier number 3.5. And like massive bed, carpet, like huge ceiling, like drapes. There's no going back from this. There's no.
There was going back from
There
this,
you go, went far back.
but like,
Again, just of the right side there. So yeah,
Let me just-
that's our room.
just skip.
Yeah.
Oh, skip twice. We all yours to the balloon.
So, lesson learned. Should always splurge on a fun hotel if you are financially able to during your vacation. But maybe don't do it the first night because then all other hotels are not a palace. Like, that's a little. Set yourself up for a little disappointment.
Yeah. I'm also like, I'm glad we did that
I am
night
too.
because we kept staying up and staying up and staying up and staying up, and then we slept for like 12 hours like when we finally went to bed,
It
and
was good.
that's what we needed.
Yeah. But
yeah.
this is like one of the.
This is just a hallway, like
Yeah.
just like going up to more rooms. Testing some German. I actually did started taking, like, after we've gotten back, I've been doing Duolingo for German, just because I deal with the German often. Not deal with. I love Chris. He's amazing. But just to be nice to like say hi to him in German or something. So yeah, that's just like the hallway. We went to the bar, and I got this
Oh yes.
concoction.
It was one of their specialty for the hotel. I don't
It was
know.
like an imperial
Yeah.
cocktail. It was good. It was kind of fruity, but still a little like dry, maybe, as you might expect, but like really fancy. I don't remember what those little red berries were. They were kind of tart. I thought at first they might be juniper berries, but they were little tart. Jillian,
That's a peach Bellini.
Bellini. And then I think we went out walking and saw
Yep.
this. So a lot of stuff that like we end up doing was just we would pick a direction and walk that direction, and then we would just see what there is to see. So that's Twisted loves a peach Bellini.
I do too. They're so good.
But Mozart, classical music, obviously
Huge.
huge in Vienna. It's the the main place where it all kind of happened. So yeah, there. I forgot.
You can tell it was raining, so that's why we're.
Oh yeah, it was raining. But just like cool statues and the staircase and just seen from Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah, Crazy Cuervo. I could see that. That is very yeah, I could. That's a very like elaborate.
I don't think I ever saw that.
It's interesting.
I'll add it to my list.
You should. Yeah, I can see that. Well, welcome
But
in.
also welcome on in.
Hope you are doing well. So I'm Donald.
I'm Jilly.
We're Kentucky Fried Dice together. We just went on a vacation and wedding trip to. We weren't getting married. We are married. We've been married for 8 years as of today.
Yes.
But we went for a friend's wedding and wanted to share pictures with y'all. So that's a statue, of some dude. I'm gonna guess it's. Oh, that was Schindler.
Yeah.
That was he was a landscape painter. We walked through his park.
Yes.
Thank you, handlebars. It was a nice park. We got approached by this young woman, speaking German to us, of course.
We didn't know what she said.
Completely clueless, and like there was a cool fountain. I think the fountain we took a picture by with Mozart, and we were like, "Oh, do you want us to take your picture in front of this? We don't speak German. We're American." And then she just giggled and walked away.
Yeah.
So don't know what happened there.
She could have been propositioning us for anything. We have no idea.
No clue. Oh, thank you for the congrats. Here is another building. I thought it looked cool.
There's just a lot of. I mean, everywhere we looked, it was gorgeous.
So we did get an imperial tort from them as a welcome-in gift, and that is.
So this is a good time to eat our first snack.
That probably is. They're famous for this cake. It is marzipan on the outside, and then these very thinly sliced almonds. Love the Celestials just chatting in German. And then like this kind of chocolate cream. They put these little bitty ones on our pillow. Oh, did it get melted?
Just a little.
That's
Not bad.
And then they gave us a full-size one.
So yeah, so this is a little one on our pillow, but we had a full-size one that we did eat. It says the exquisite master confection handmade at the Hotel Imperial Vienna. And there was like this book to the right in the photo. It's a whole book about this imperial tort.
It was like made for the World's Fair. They keep it's so good. They keep the recipe a secret. There's like 6 people that can do it. You know,
it says chocolate cream almond marzipan cake with cocoa coating with vegetable fats.
Yeah. So we got a picture of that. Very good.
Oh, it has brandy in it too.
Of course it does. But there was like a whole picture of it. I think you can order these online. I don't even want to think about how much they cost to get and ship. They have other flavors, and it's a big thing.
It was really good. Like, so that cake was probably this big square, and we ate 3/4 of it between that night and the next morning, but it was just so much. We couldn't quite finish it. Hated to leave any of it behind, but...
No cake behind. I took it with me. Oh, languages are tough, Celestial. I've liked what little bit I've done of Duolingo so far, so... they just had that embossed on the glass and stuff. I thought it looked nice. But then we did get breakfast.
This is hot chocolate with a bunch of cream on top. It was so
much
good.
cream.
We don't drink coffee, and so he I think he saw my face when I was like, no coffee. He was like, tea? Hot chocolate? I was like, yes.
And Vienna has a very strong cafe culture. Like, tons of restaurants have outside seating, and like there's a bunch of cafes, and people are like there almost all the time. We got down to breakfast kind of late for us, but like when we went outside, we were trendsetters this entire trip. When we went out there was no one else, and then by the time we were like about to leave, it was pretty packed on the outside.
Twisted thought that was a pitcher of butter.
Oh,
Yeah, that is like whipped cream
not far
on top, and so it kind of melted into the hot chocolate as it sat there. It was really good.
Yeah, exactly, Mihail. A little more whipping of that cream, you get some butter. I got just plain tea, which was really good. But you know, and then this is a selection of like an Austrian breakfast at the hotel.
Yeah, that's like their version of a continental breakfast. A lot of like cold cut charcuterie, that kind of thing. Random vegetables.
I think this is what I chose. And cheese, like a lot of cheese. I had a lot of brie for breakfast, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
But very fancy. Like they fresh squeezed orange juice. It was. It was
really good.
It's pretty magical. This is the Vienna Philharmonic building. Vienna is typically, if you're in Austria, it's I'm probably not saying this right, so I already apologize, but just Wien. And Vienna is the international name, but that's a whole thing. But yeah, that's the Philharmonic.
So we only stayed one night in Vienna originally, but we had some time in the morning. We went for a short walk all over the city before we checked out and went to the train. So this is what this is from.
And this is the Opera House in Vienna. It's beautiful. When we were walking around, there was a guy kind of... you can laugh at Wiener all you want, even though it's Wiener. There was a guy dressed... Was he even in costume?
He just had on a costumey top. He wasn't in full costume.
We knew we wanted to do a concert one night and kind of had a plan for our thing, and that plan involved us staying the night in Bratislava. And so we ended up buying tickets the night we were going to stay in Bratislava because the only thing we ever heard from people was that Bratislava is a day trip. It's not like a place you'd really go and try to stay. And we never actually, spoiler, we never made it to Bratislava on this trip.
Tired.
There was just yes, Crazy Corvo. This architecture is just, oh man.
We also accidentally bought tickets. I mean, we purposely bought tickets, but we didn't know
that was our Bratislava night.
We got the dates confused.
If you love architecture, you're gonna listen to these pictures later on. I mean, this is beautiful too. Yeah. So yeah, this was Kaiser Franz Joseph I in 1868. But yeah, spoilers. Celestial. We've gotta make sure you know what's happening. And there was a fountain off to the side. That's us. We're happy.
You can tell we're a little more well rested.
That was after 12 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
That's that fountain again. Pretty cool. Oh, just statues. I don't know where that is. We probably walked a ways from the opera house before we started taking pictures again. We would really, like, literally just be like, we're going this direction, and we'd walk and take pictures with no idea what's really happening.
Everything was beautiful.
So this is a museum.
That same modern.
This is
museum.
Well, this part of it was like across from the opera house, and it was really busy. And we were like, should we go on a tour? But we actually didn't do any museum tours the entire time. We didn't.
We had such small amounts of time places.
It was very, very short.
We would love to go back and like get more in-depth stuff.
Yes, crazy. These are all our phone cameras. These are both from Google Pixel 4a's. Those are our phones. I feel like the best pictures are yet to come, though. So
Donald has a very artistic eye, so some of these are going to be gorgeous when you see them.
So that's just a church on the street. There's Jillian. It like felt like a fairy tale or an amusement park.
Yeah.
It didn't feel real for the longest time. Like just walking around, like all these gorgeous buildings.
But then a soccer store.
And then a soccer store. And then just Jillian just kind of hanging out. So then we'd make it towards close to the museum quarter at this point. We discovered later. But like just all these old like remnants from the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. So like statues. And there were like tour groups everywhere. It also turned out that this was on a Thursday.
Oh.
And this was a holiday throughout
Yes.
Austria. It was Ascension Day, which is a thing with Jesus.
After he died, he came back up. I don't know.
I think that is when his body ascended to heaven, but that's not Easter. Sorry, I'm not really... I don't know.
But lots of things were closed, but also lots of tourists were everywhere because it was a holiday.
But this is just... We're going to kind of flip it. I tried to do a...
I love this because it looks like I'm floating.
You are?
Like, I'm just, like, I don't have any legs.
It looks
It's
like a bad green screen effect.
I am 100% Pokemoning right there.
So just, like... Lots of cool stuff. Oh, yeah, we found horses.
We had to stop for pictures of horses.
They had a video about dressage, which I have a rough understanding of dressage being horse dancing.
Yeah.
But that's about everything I know about it. But there's like I guess this is the official dressage. Horses. There's a Pegasus hanging out. It's a statue. It's not a real Pegasus. Those are not in Austria anymore. And this is the stables the horses stay in.
Also look like a palace.
So these horses have it going on. And there you can see a horse and a security guard for the horse. Another horse over there. I like horses.
Yeah.
And then just back to like these absolutely gorgeous
So beautiful.
buildings that are just everywhere in Vienna. And then we found like I think this was like a go back in time is what it said, something like that, like old Vienna. And there was like some, I don't think I got pictures of it, like just old like clothes and artifacts and that kind of stuff. Yeah, Crazy Corvo. Those horses live better than lots of people. Most horses around this area live pretty well though.
Yeah. Ooh, Michigan State Fair used to have dressage competitions. Pretty neat. Yeah.
I can see.
Again, if we had more time, like if we were in Vienna for a week, that's something we probably would have gone to see, but we just had such limited time.
Yeah.
It was windy.
It was very, very windy. Just these like really cool fountains. I mean, this is all like, so everywhere you see is a just public area that we just walk to.
Yeah.
Like no tickets, just literally just walking around Vienna.
This beautiful rotunda. It's a little obscured because there was a netting on it to protect it, but it was gorgeous.
Just statues, and there's Julian again.
Man, my hair really is going all over the place.
Just like these huge, and I think a lot of these were palaces and administrative buildings from previous empires and such. But like it's all there, and it's beautiful. Here's a dude wrestling a bull.
I mean, who wouldn't make a statue of that?
Dude wrestling a lion.
The lion looks like he's winning though.
I think it is. And here's like kind of the scale that you would really see him on. Like this is a absolutely massive gate.
You will see lots of pictures of doors. I did delete some of the pictures of like door hardware and jams because I didn't think you all needed that. But there's a lot of pictures of doors. Yeah.
There's a lot of like face secured stuff which you don't see a lot in the U.S., which no one cares about except for me. So we won't talk about that anymore. But if you'd like to come to a door talk, just let me know. There's a clock. I think this is actually right here's a sundial.
Yeah.
Which was really kind of cool. It took me a while to figure out what was happening.
Yeah.
But there's a sundial on the front of that building. And there's a lot of pictures. I don't know what that is. I just thought it was pretty. Again, like, really pretty. Just, like, I think I wanted to walk to this church, and Julie might hit her limit with me for that.
Well, we had to check out.
We did. We had to check out.
We were on a time limit.
And had to
Otherwise, I'm all for the adventure.
Yeah, let's get some lock chat. Y'all know what's up. Yeah, the door is proportional. Like it was, and just again like these palaces and it's just beautiful. And it was a very busy day.
Yeah, there are lots of tour groups, lots of.
And I love this in Europe. It seems really common of like lots of buildings, or at least gates that span roads. I think remnants from maybe city walls when that was a thing. Vienna was under siege from the Ottoman Turks, I think in the 17th century for a while, so I'm sure that's had a big bearing on it. And again, just more statues. This was the outside of another art museum that we did not go into, but like a representation of America and Australia through statues. Julian whispering to an elephant, and if you'll kind of see this, if you've taken art history classes, this is definitely one of the pieces that like we kind of focus on as early art found in Austria, and this is the museum it was at, and we did not go in that museum because we didn't have time. But
we only had time to whisper sweet nothings into an elephant's ear.
It's so. There's the Europe statue, and just like
everything was gorgeous.
It was just so beautiful. This is our hotel. That's the front of it. And, like, I don't know if I ever got a picture. The top was even more elaborate, and I don't think we ever noticed because there's trees around it.
Yeah.
And whenever we were walking, we just didn't look up that high.
Yeah, I think it was on our return to Vienna. We were like, oh my god, that's gorgeous.
This is inside the hotel again. This is, like, we're about to check out, so let's get some last, like, looky-loo pictures in. Random.
I think it's on the wall.
Just on the wall. Just, they care. It's, like, such a not big deal to them. They'll cover like this stuff with flowers. Just like everything.
Do you remember what this is?
Yeah, so Google gave us bad directions, or I couldn't understand them. 50-50. We took a subway train trying to get to the train station, like the main train station in Vienna, and we like went out into the suburbs.
We went to the end of the line. We were just confused. Now we understand that what we were seeing, it was telling us the name of the line, which is the last stop. We thought it was telling us to go to that stop. So we go there, and we're like, this is not a train station. This is...
like, just suburbs.
So I took a picture because I just was really amused by us. And there's no one there. It's the end of the line.
Once again, carrying all this luggage on the subway to nowhere. But this is
the actual train station.
Back to Vienna.
I think we found it.
we found the train station. Oh, you can't really see from here. This building says moons on it, and like these are different phases of the moon.
Moons.
It was really cool. We probably could have got a better picture, but we were like trying to figure out train situation, and it was favorite street is what that street was named. Oh.
That makes sense. That's why we went. It was our favorite.
That's our favorite. Yeah, so that's just us in front of the Vienna train station. We went outside for a second to, I think, look for food.
I literally never knew how bad my hair was, and this wind was killer. Okay, we went to a Turkish, fast food inside the train station. It was like a food court.
Oh, just real quick. Chat, guess what
Oh.
is on that pizza in chat. Give us your best guess as to what the toppings are on that pizza.
And there
as she's
might
telling
be a
the story.
picture after this of the restaurant. Let me see. Yes, so this is the restaurant. And so if you zoom in, you can see the roasting meat that they cut off for sandwiches and such. And then they had pizza, and y'all know, maybe you don't know, I love pizza. And so I got pizza. And I thought, so there was already pizzas out, and you just pointed to what you wanted. I thought that the one I pointed to had that meat. I don't think it was a gyro, but gyro type meat. Yeah, like onion and steak maybe. I thought it was that. Okay, so I took a bite, and I was like, that is not what I was expecting. It was tuna, which apparently is very popular in Austria.
I love goat, onion, and cheese as the guess, because that would make sense. Like some shawarma meat from goat,
Yeah.
Absolutely, but no.
Tuna.
Tuna.
It was not bad. It was not what I was expecting, so it took me a little bit to adjust. I'm not saying I would always order that, but it wasn't bad. But it was unexpected. Tuna on pizza is a big thing there. Apparently, you can get it at Domino's, according to Donald.
Yeah, that's what Google says.
Yeah.
But also, you saw a picture we had of Coke Zero. Coke Zero is apparently pretty big in Europe. Almost everybody had Coke Zero, and we don't always have that in the U.S. Okay, we're on a train.
This one, okay, again, we just have our tickets. It doesn't really tell you where to go. We accidentally ended up in a first class seat, and it turns out it was reserved for someone else. So later we had to move from these seats, but we stayed in first class, even though we hadn't paid for a first class
The dude
ticket.
came by to look at our tickets, and we were getting off on the next stop anyway to change trains, and he just said, you get off the next stop. He didn't say anything about us being in first class. We did see someone who was not supposed to be in first class on a later train, and they did make her move, but it was a much longer voyage. So this is on another train, a little different. You can kind of see, I think is there a picture of you in the bathroom on this train?
Yes, I mean, just
Right,
of
right.
the bathroom. I'm not using the
Right, well, of course. Some little cute train stations that we went by. We made it out of Vienna, and we're
We were so excited to ride a train. We played a board game on the train.
played a little. She beat me. She beat me really bad. I didn't have a
Pew,
chance.
pew, pew.
There we are playing it. The sun. And this is the bathroom inside the
Okay,
train.
even it was just a beautiful bathroom. It was slightly bigger than an airplane bathroom. Actually, quite a bit bigger than an airplane bathroom. And it had landscape photos of the Alps, all plastered on the walls. I was like, this is a nice
It
bathroom.
was a pretty nice bathroom.
Yeah.
There we are walking. So everything is walkable. And I pull up the directions, and we made some friends on the train, because
They were also going to the wedding.
they were going to the wedding and said hi to them, and they were really nice. But their hotel was different, and we had to walk again. This is a theme for us in Austria. Walking through a very peaceful park, carrying our luggage, trying to find our hotel.
I just love that the directions from the train station to our hotel were walk through this park on this walking path. So we did.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a shortcut. It was lovely.
It was really pretty, but we were making all kinds of racket with that luggage. This is a bell tower at a church in Feldbach. So Feldbach is a really small town, a couple hours from Vienna by train. So this is a pretty popular clock tower here. The church itself was destroyed in World War II, and Chris, who is local to the area, kind of filled me in the details. I was able to pick up enough reading the little placard outside in German. Basically, the Nazis destroyed the clock tower, and then they blamed it on the Soviets who liberated this part of Austria from them. And that's still kind of a thing that local people are up for debate on who destroyed it or whatever. But then they rebuilt it. And then in the 80s, maybe 89, something like that, they actually painted it this color, and all the colors represent something different. It's really, really pretty. Oh, thank you so much, Chrissy, for the hydrate. But this was just part of our, hey, let's just walk around this town, because it's really weird. Like, they don't prioritize cars. There's ample sidewalks and bike lanes, and just it's designed.
I think we have pictures of it from our return trip to Vienna, but yeah, the roads are designed for cars, bikes, and pedestrians, and trams. And then there's an underground subway as well.
There we are, in front of this wall. With this
It was
clock
just
tower.
gorgeous. I like that picture of us. I think that's the new church next to it. Not the original, but rebuilt.
Yes. Lots of churches. And then these cool, like, graffitied walls that were just in the town. I don't think we did a lot the night we got into Feldbach. We went to dinner at a Chinese restaurant and met William. William, I know you're not watching, but you were amazing. We still talk about you.
Yeah.
I think his parents are from China. He said he's like one of the few like Asian people in the Feldbach area. Was super interested in talking to us about America.
Yes.
His, I believe, sister had to keep coming to tell him to get back to work instead of talking to us.
I was like, don't get in trouble, but we are enjoying talking to you.
He was really nice.
He was very, very kind.
So this is like the next morning before the wedding. We had a few hours to kill.
Are you sure? I think this is the first day.
Maybe it is. Did we walk back? I thought we did all this walking.
I don't know. Maybe you're right. I don't
It's
remember.
hard to tell. Anyway. But like random obstacle course playgrounds.
Like a serious playground.
Like serious.
These kids are in training for something.
Awesome. And then some more of the graffiti. Like it was really pretty. It was really, really nice. And then just another picture of the church. I think you just really liked that.
I just liked the sign for whatever reason. We were staying at the Lava Inn, which is there on the sign. It was not a palace, but it was fine. It was sufficient.
It was nice. It didn't have air conditioning, which is a bit of a shock to us, because it was pretty hot. But we could open the windows and we had fans.
Yeah.
And it was fine. We really weren't there that often.
Windows in Europe open two ways. Okay, we didn't know this at first. If you turn the latch one way, it just like leans forward a little bit and just has a crack in it. If you do it the other direction, it pulls and fully opens. Once we learned that and could fully open our window,
it was
a whole different ball game. The first night we only knew how to crack it, and it was a little stuffy.
So this is at a winery near Feldbach. That is a castle on this like massive hill.
The next hill over.
Next hill over is a castle, and this was the view during the wedding ceremony itself.
So where we are is like a gazebo that's kind of glassed in, and we didn't take a picture because of this gazebo. We were just too into the wedding. But literally the next hill over is this beautiful castle, and that's like a little tram on the side to get up to it. It was beautiful.
Let's see what else we got. And then
So this is like the interior of it.
apparently we were the first ones to go in. They were like kind
Yeah.
of telling us.
Yeah.
We like to follow instructions.
And here are Chris and Cheryl.
Yeah. Well, so
I forgot to ask her if we could show pictures of her wedding.
I
but-
messaged her.
Did you? Okay.
And she said it's fine.
I was like, I meant to, and I
So
forgot.
Cheryl there, if you watch KFD&D, Tam, and that's her husband Chris, who's just a lovely person.
So the interesting thing is they actually got married last year, and we watched this via Zoom because for Cheryl to stay in the country legally, they had to get married. So this was their wedding, but they were already legally married, so it was a lot more like the people standing behind them, the bridal party, actually kind of gave some of their speeches during the wedding as opposed to at the reception, and then they said their vows, but there wasn't like a minister or like a justice of the peace or anyone. But again, beautiful castle in the background. Beautiful winery.
I mean, this is just
Cheryl said she wanted to look like a princess, and she did, and especially with the backdrop of the castle.
More castle there in the background. There we are. I don't think you got the memo. That was a silly picture.
I didn't know.
Oh, well, that's you want to talk about the tea ceremony?
Yeah, so Cheryl grew up in India, but her family is Chinese, and so I thought it was really special that they shared so they got married, and then this is down at the winery, sort of like a cocktail hour before we went to the reception. Probably a funicular.
We will have funicular pictures later on, so stay tuned.
But we didn't go to that, so I'm not sure. It was probably a funicular. But so they decided to do a Chinese tea ceremony here at this like cocktail hour. So traditionally that would be a separate event that happens before the wedding, but they wanted to do it here. And so this actually isn't part of the tradition, but that's the one I got a photo of. So actually what happens is the bride and groom serve tea to their elders, like each unit of elders, and then the elders give them blessings. In Chinese culture, that's usually money in a red envelope, but it certainly doesn't have to be. And I thought it was really beautiful that they did this not only for Cheryl's Chinese family, but for their whole extended family and Chris's elders as well. And so they were able to serve their elders, and the elders were able to give them blessings in whatever form they chose. And then they decided to serve each other tea as well. And then they let us all try some of the tea, which I thought was really, really nice. It was hot out, so we just like took a couple sips, but it was delicious. So I thought that was a really fun, like, cultural addition to get to see at their wedding. The whole wedding was also translated between German and English. Because some folks, most of us, a lot of people spoke English, but not German. Some people spoke both, and then there was some of the family that only spoke German. And they had shrubs in the shape of a heart.
And there we are with Chris and Cheryl. And so the gazebo Julian was mentioning is up here. There was a little bit of a walk up a hill, but they did have a golf cart people that couldn't make the walk.
Yeah.
Just lots of...
Oh, and so Celestial, you mentioned my nail polish earlier. So yeah, I had the purple dress, the purple nails. My hair was kind of purple, like light purple. Some of Cheryl's family thought I actually dyed my hair for the wedding because I didn't realize her color was light purple. I was like, it's a coincidence, but sure.
They did serve us this.
This is carpaccio, but vegan. Or no, vegetarian. I think this might have, that might be vegan. The whole wedding was vegetarian and vegan. This was one of the appetizers. Oh, I was taking that picture to show my nails with my outfit.
They had cake and sparklers.
So this is at the reception. It was a totally different location from the winery, but we didn't take any pictures because we were excited.
Yeah.
They had sparklers. It was cool.
Yeah, and they were dancing.
They had a choreographed dance together.
It was lovely.
Their whole bridal party and some other friends had a choreographed dance. And then, I don't know if this is an Austrian thing in general or just this group of friends, but they brought a piñata and hooked it up.
And Cheryl did her best, and then they took the blindfold off, and she smashed that piñata. Chris also really loves raccoons. And I think that was part of it. Was just
I wasn't sure if the piñata was a thing that happened a lot at Austrian celebrations, but it was super fun. There are a few pictures of her.
They also had this venue until 2 a.m. And so for us to get home,
until 2 a.m.
It was the bus leaves at 2 a.m. If you want to go back earlier, you have to take care of your own transportation. So we're gonna wait till 2 a.m. for this bus. So there was a ton of events planned for us.
Yeah.
At the reception there.
At first, they made her put on a blindfold, but bless her, she couldn't hit it. So then they let her take it off.
She got it.
She beheaded it. I just thought those were really funny pictures. And then they presented her with a certificate. I don't know if that was of completion or what.
That crazy Corvo was crushed when it was like, there you go. I don't know if I've ever destroyed a piñata. I might have to do that.
This is the next day. So that was. Do we want to tell any other stories about the wedding?
The wedding was delightful.
It was.
We danced a lot.
So much. Again, till 2 a.m.
My legs hurt so bad for days after. Like, I thought I might have torn a muscle in my legs from getting low. And there's just.
And then having to get back up.
And then getting back up. That was the issue. But
it was a fun combination. Everywhere we went played American music, and so there was a lot of American music at her wedding as well, but also some Bollywood music. And so no pictures of it, but we did like do some Bollywood dances, and she kind of taught us some moves. And at the very end of the wedding, they had us all stand in a circle and dance together, which was really beautiful.
Really
I thought,
nice.
yeah.
But this is heading towards we jump into Chris's ancestral home.
This is at his ancestral home from the back patio.
Oh,
and
that
that's
is
another castle.
Another castle, like
Yeah.
just off this.
This is his backyard, and this is his actual house.
So this is and he would. This isn't the house, but he would tell us like his grandmother, her house when she lived here. This isn't related to this picture per se, but it was really interesting. When the Soviets were liberating Austria during World War II, they were completely afraid of the Soviets and were told to like be afraid. So his grandmother, the Soviets took over her house because it was on top of a hill, and that was gonna be like their command station for the area. And she like ran off and hid and slept under like some bushes for a couple days to get away. But he would like narrate this for us and tell us all about. Yeah, it's a beautiful. There's a lot of yellow houses.
Yes.
That we saw
a lot. Yellow was a very popular house and building color, which I thought was very cheerful.
But he like narrated everything for us, telling us about the region, the history of it. It was absolutely amazing.
This was the day after the wedding. They rented a tour bus and invited all of us to join them, and the first stop was here. We did forget to say though that they also had a candy bar at their wedding, so we're gonna try a couple candies before we move on. So, which one? This one is called Melody Chocolatey. And we have not tried this one before, so, but it has music notes on it. This is what it looks like.
This is what it looks like in my mouth.
Oh, it looks like a chocolate interior wrapped in something.
That's a good chocolatey flavor.
That's interesting. I don't know what the other flavor is. It just says chocolatey.
So this is actually from the Chocolate Factory. There's a organic and fair trade chocolate factory in the area. There was a video we watched, which part of it was about a white man saving people, but is what it is.
But he pays a fair wage.
That was the point. And like goes and meets with people that harvest it, and so you can see like where the chocolate is from. You can try like chocolate from Belize or chocolate from Madagascar, and all these different areas. So we actually got the sample chocolate, like every single step of it being made. They had just roasted beans. You could eat just some roasted beans.
Bitter.
Very bitter. And then as it keeps going, like in the process, which we probably didn't get a lot of pictures.
We even got to taste the different additives.
Yeah, it was really cool. And they had sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
Everything was labeled with a number, and they gave us little devices that you put the number in, and it would read out to you in English.
Yeah.
And they had other languages too, but I didn't listen to hardly anything because I was trying to keep everything moving, and
we were with a pretty big group.
we're with a very big group.
Just before we move on to the chocolate, another candy, and I have tried this one before. It's phenomenal. That they had at the wedding is a mango bite. So it is described as a raw mango flavored candy. Excuse me.
It's green.
It's green. Did you have this one at the wedding? I don't think you did.
I don't think I did.
I did. Sorry for all the crinkling noises. I can't get it open.
It's a little green. One thing that was interesting was at the wedding, I felt like a little bit of a celebrity. Like people kept coming up to me like,
He was.
like, are you Donald? I'm like, yeah. And then they'd have something they heard about me or something I had done, and I would get pulled away and talked to. There was one of Chris's friends, Toby, who is from Germany. Super nice, super just really great guy. Big D&D fan. We talked a lot of D&D and talked about, how it represents things, and just a good D&D discussion. And his partner, I don't know their complete status, but she was writing a thesis on D&D and people finding their sexuality through it. So I was really interested in hearing about that. Just a lot.
These pictures are actually from Austria. Right now it's in or near a small town called Feldbach, Austria, which is in the southeastern portion of the country. And later we will also have pictures from Budapest, Hungary.
Yep. So yeah, just Austria and Hungary. But we had a good time.
But yes, Donald was a celebrity. Everyone was very excited to meet him.
But one of the guys I didn't know, he was a little drunk, and people seem to have a very negative reaction to that. Where in the U.S., I think people like go to weddings to get drunk.
I do think someone said, I can't believe he would get drunk at a wedding. And we were all like, oh, should we stop drinking?
Right. Oh, there are t-shirts. Well, also, welcome on in.
Yes, welcome.
Welcome to Kentucky Fried Dice. I would love to visit Sicily. That sounds amazing. We briefly talked about visiting Italy as part of this trip, but I'm glad we didn't because there was just so much to fit in.
We were really, besides planes, like our plane rides, we were really only there for a week. And that's just not enough time. This was not a trip we had originally planned on going, but we did go to attend our friend's wedding. And so next time that we fly to Europe, we will stay for longer.
But we have these little spoons. We'll have a better picture of that probably.
We do.
So these spoons, and you would put whatever you want. So like if you put beans or whatever that is
I
in
think
there,
that's the melted chocolate, but like not with no additives.
they would have little tweezers, and you put them in there, and then in your mouth. So this was something delicious.
One of the melted.
Yeah, melted chocolate that, and then just like I don't know if I can adequately describe the amount of chocolate you
So
could
much
eat on this
chocolate.
tour.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
So
I am
much.
not using a spoon properly apparently, but it's fine. There's
Just your basic white chick.
just a basic white. Their white chocolate was also really good.
I don't normally like white chocolate, but theirs was pretty good.
I wish we got a video of this. I think this is the first ever robot used in chocolate manufacturing. And you can hit a button and it does like a little dance for you.
The button's the next picture.
And picks up signs and says like I love you, and it's really sweet. So the first choco robot in the world.
In this case, it was good to press the red button. Okay, so this was the Choco Catwalk. So this is where you could start sampling the finished product. So up to this, we were sampling all of the process of making chocolate. Now we're at the finished process or finished product. And you can see it's very, very big here. All different flavors, add-ins, all different you can try everything. And me being me, I'm trying every single piece. Okay? Every single piece.
It's too much.
Well, I thought, I can do this. I can do this. Until we got most of the way through this room, and Cheryl goes, you know there's 3 more rooms of chocolate tasting, right? And I was like, what?
They had drinks, and they had chocolate things between the drinks to eat.
Yeah. Here's so they had, this is full, these vertical bars, that's full of chocolate bars. And then you just kind of press this thing and it breaks it up into little pieces and you use your tweezers to put it into your cup. Here's another example. I mean, just literally everything.
This is just outside the chocolate factory.
Yeah.
There was a petting zoo, apparently. Maybe it wasn't a petting zoo. Maybe it was
I
just
don't
a
know,
zoo.
we didn't
Go to that.
We were busy with the chocolate.
Still chocolate. I could fit a whole spoon in my mouth.
There was a chocolate shot that legit tasted like alcohol with a smidge of chocolate.
Yeah. More chocolate to sample,
And also, funny culturally, the chocolate shot has a sign on it that says, you have to be 18. But, it's just right there out in the open. Anyone could have had it. It's just funny.
Yeah, I think it was, a liqueur.
Yes.
It was good. I think they sold it.
Yeah.
But you can get, just nougat and, all the fillings. And I don't know what we're taking. And this is, the hot chocolate.
Yes.
You could sample. And then if you can kind of see here, there was little chocolates and candies and stuff, on these. And they were going between stuff.
So while you were drinking your hot chocolate, you could also take another piece of chocolate.
There's a lot of chocolate.
I don't even know if I got a picture of it, but even on the stairways, there would be little things with chocolate samples. Oh, thank you for catching that, Mod. We do not need to buy followers. Thank you, though.
Thanks, Celestial. You're the best mod. You're a very good mod. Thank you. I love all my mods.
Yeah, have some chocolate with your chocolate. It was like Disney World for chocolate. It was so good.
The guy that runs it, we saw him there.
I'm pretty sure it was him.
Yeah, it was almost definitely him. And I guess there were family friends of Chris and his brother, and they talked about it. When they remember when this is a very small operation and basically one conveyor belt, and now it's pretty big. So,
we do have a few to try.
More chocolate. Like, again, like it's just, there's chocolate everywhere.
So this is one of the little tiny sample bars, and as you can see on here, it lets us know that it's from Tanzania. So everything you buy there, you can see where the cacao beans are from. And this one is 75% dark chocolate.
Yes, Crazy Cuervo. There's definitely some Wilford Brimley, but
Yeah.
the 75% will not give you diabetes. It is pretty bitter.
But at first I was like, I would take a chocolate bath, and then I was like, no, I'd rather just drink it. I don't need to be in it.
Little chocolate bath there. This was on the roof that you really couldn't see, but like these big fake chocolate. I assume they're fake. At this point, there was so much chocolate. This could have been real chocolate. I would have been 0% surprised.
Oh, this is cute. It has a little, I don't know if it'll really show up, but a little imprinted. The name of the chocolate is Zotter. That's the brand name. You can kind of see that on the side there.
Why not both? That's a good one. And of course, there was a vending machine selling more chocolate. I have no idea why Jillian was there.
So after you got out, there was a whole gift shop full of all kinds of chocolate.
Oh, it was so good.
We bought a lot. And then you get outside and there's also a vending machine in case you didn't get enough.
It was our fun.
Oh, that is good. I'm not usually a huge dark chocolate person, but I discovered here I could eat a higher percentage than I can here. I don't know why.
It's just higher quality. This big thing is like it's not really mass production. It's
I should
not.
have given you another bite. I put it all in my mouth.
It's okay.
I just realized.
It's okay. If you there's like a little chapel, again that little yellow color. This is still the chocolate factory here. I have no idea what I was taking a picture of, or Jillian was taking a picture
I
of.
think of that church.
But really pretty, and it's very like the environment is thought of constantly, and that was both in Hungary and in Austria. I mean, like these plants. We saw wind turbines basically everywhere.
Well, a Mexican method to make it very grainy.
Oh, I think that's also a good
Interesting.
Yeah, I love getting the tour things with food. Let's do the either one, whichever one you want next.
Okay, next we're gonna try yuzu citrus. I try and angle it so you can read what it says. And this one does not have much of an English translation, but I'm assuming it's citrus.
This was also there, like...
It felt problematic to me.
Yeah, I see what he's going for. This is the owner, like, he's covered in chocolate. Looks a little bit like blackface, but we're just gonna move on. And again, here's that beautiful castle. Just another... yeah, it is an odd photo, and again, it is a... Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, thank you.
So this one has like a citrusy... I broke off part of the chocolate, but like... I don't know if that's nougat, but filling.
It's very bright.
I feel like citrus... I was drawn to this because citrus and chocolate is not like a common thing.
We got yelled at for taking this selfie. We were supposed to hurry, but we were taking this selfie.
Mind you, we were always the first one on and the first one off the bus.
And then Cheryl told us to hurry, and I told her I want to have somebody yell Schnell at me, and she did.
She actually told us to haul our asses.
She did. They had some extremely dark. I don't know if they're quite 100%, but like we could sample 100% like just dark chocolate. And they had, I mean, I'm sure like 97, and you could get it in different countries of origin, and those would taste a little different. Really cool, very cool tour. If you're ever in Feldbach, highly recommend. And so this is also like winery and restaurant we went to for dinner that night.
And it was just beautiful. I really like that citrusy one. That's good.
And it's just like, it's just so picturesque. It's just beautiful.
Okay, so, because I know it can be hard to read on stream, I'm going to read you the description of this wine that, of course, I ordered. The lovely agitator in his most impressive form, naughty and sparkling, truly erotically sensual notes of strawberries in fragrance and on the palate. Because of its explosive character, one bottle is not enough.
I think you should read that. Oh, wait. There we go. You should read that one more time.
The lovely agitator in his most impressive form, naughty and sparkling. Truly erotically sensual notes of strawberries in fragrance and on the palate. Because of its explosive character, one bottle is not enough.
Perfect. Hopefully the voice changer worked. I don't know. We tried.
So yes, the English translation of this description it cracked me up, and I was like, I obviously need to order the naughty sparkling one.
Oh, so it was supposed to be in the chipmunk voice, but I take it that did not work.
Darn.
Oh well, we'll try it again
It's
later.
supposed to be chipmunk.
It's supposed to be chipmunk because you like chipmunk. But
yes, I did order that rosé. I think the next picture is the actual wine and the name of the vineyard. It was very good.
yeah, very. So then we had a traditional Austrian dinner.
Which is meat
Which is
and meat.
so much meat.
Which is hilarious because our hosts are vegetarian.
So like, yeah, this was a platter for two. And we ended up making a friend. Her name is Frida. She is German and would help order with us, which was really nice. But we split this, and then we got some other things to eat with her. And yes, it was massive. And I don't think like you get the whole depth because it was piled on there.
It really was.
And there's like some dipping sauces.
And that was like bacon on top, and that's ham around the edge. And there's some sausages.
Thank you for the follow,
Oh
Dirty
yeah,
T-shirts.
thank you for the follow. We appreciate that.
We don't always do travel streams. It's just we got back from a trip where we normally kind of stream variety. So hopefully we have other things you'll enjoy as well.
But yeah, lovely dips. This green one is actually pumpkin seed oil dip of some kind, and that was a theme throughout Austria, and that was my favorite.
It's really good. Picture of a bottle of wine. That was the place we were, Bernhardt. And yeah.
The sun was setting by the time we left, so more pictures. That is the castle up there.
Just a beautiful sunset as we are heading out. This is a tweet that we did of just we have international following. Everybody wearing some Kentucky Fried Dice stuff. Tam, or Cheryl wearing her Tam t-shirt from her character. Chris loved the bucket, the KFD bucket. If somebody knew we were from Kentucky, every time Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, they'd be like, "You're from Kentucky? I know Kentucky Fried Chicken," and we'd be like, "Yes."
I was wearing this shirt one day in Budapest, the same hoodie, and someone said, "Are you from Kentucky?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Kentucky Fried Chicken that way." And so we laugh and we move on. And this was our train station, leaving Feldbach.
Yes.
So we are leaving Austria for a few days and headed to Budapest. Bikes.
I love like so many people ride their bikes to the train station. Like it's just so amazing.
And again, like I think that this was like showing, as Twisted commented earlier, the yellow colored houses, and it is really common. Yeah. This is right by the train station.
Just so beautiful and cheery.
And solar panels, and just like you see
solar panels everywhere.
Lots of solar panels, and it's just a cool little train station. And saying goodbye to our clock tower one last time as we wait on this train.
It was kind of raining, a little cold.
Yeah.
The weather was very varied while we were there. Some days it was very hot. You still see us in shorts.
Wow.
Oh, Borta Beers, thank you.
Thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate it.
And then other days it was quite chilly, so we just had varied weather.
The trains were really nice.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. Oh, this was in Hungary. We had to switch trains in Hungary.
Oh.
I can just tell because it had a very different vibe. Like, I just gotta, growing up in the tail end of the Cold War, like, you had a picture in your head, what, at least I did, of like what it was like on the other side of the Iron Curtain, and Hungary was on that side. And just these like really square, like very utilitarian kind of designs and shapes. And this was like, we switched trains, and we switched trains, I think, twice in Hungary to get to Budapest from Austria.
I think I actually took this picture because we're about to walk over the train tracks, and I thought that was fascinating.
Maybe.
And there's Donald pulling our suitcases across.
Y'all, if you do this,
pack light. Pack lighter.
Pack lighter than you think you need to pack, because it
then pack lighter.
It was. Several streams ago, we had our happy news talking about the animal crossways, like over interstates and stuff, and we saw this on the train in Hungary. And this is what one would look like.
Yeah.
Just the animals would, because the mouse good. like the animals would cross over here and they would never get in the interstate or whatever that is.
Yeah,
and
because that's not a road on top. That was just grass.
That is just grass for animals to cross.
I thought even though we've moved on from the chocolate factory, we would try one more. This is amaretto marzipan flavored.
Excited for this one. Excited for all of them.
It's a little melty, so I'm going to let you eat it from the wrapper.
Okay.
And again, this was the Zotter Chocolate Factory, and everything is fair trade, organic.
It's really good.
Yeah. This is what the inside of it looks like. Some little layers.
This is the inside of the train station in Budapest. One thing about Budapest was it's under construction.
All of it.
Constant.
All of it.
Everything's under construction. Which was kind of unfortunate for us, but it worked out. Like, it's totally fine. But, like, they're redoing the train station right now. You can kind of see here, this, like, blocks up and all the tracks being used.
It was still beautiful.
It was really beautiful. I mean, this is, like, an absolutely gorgeous train station. But a lot of the shops and a lot of the restaurants inside were closed, and it was basically like, you can get to your train, there's a couple places to sit.
I think this was on a Sunday, wasn't it?
It was, but when we went back, it was, like, stuff was still...
Oh, a Monday. It was on a Monday, actually.
Yeah.
Never mind.
This is our hotel that we stayed in. This was D8.
Yep.
If you do go to Budapest and you, like, if you want to walk around and stuff like we did, if that's your primary way of getting around the city, this location was perfect. It was in a really cool area of town. We were close to the Ferris wheel. There's a chain bridge, which is called the chain bridge, but you can, like, walk across it. It's not really made of chains. I'll have a picture of it later on. It's like a 6-minute walk to this bridge, which gets you across the Danube, which will then get you to the funicular going up to Buda Castle, like, really close. But that chain bridge was closed, so...
But I took this picture because this was, like, the background wall at the lobby, and it just kind of shows you, like, it says D8, that was our hotel, just all the stuff that was around it, so really walking. And if you aren't familiar with Budapest, Hungary, I really wasn't. So it was 3 cities that combined into one, and 2 of them were Buda and Pest.
The third was Óbuda.
I knew it was Óbuda, okay. And so the Buda side and the Pest side are really cut in the middle with the Danube River, which also goes through Vienna. And so that, just to kind of give you context, I don't know much about geography or history, so this was a lot of things that I learned before and during this trip. And it just our hotel just said, hello, you lovely people.
Really nice.
Thought it was cute. Another very nice hotel room.
That map was really helpful. It truly was. Yeah, the room, like, it was a really small room, but it was very, like, it had everything we needed, and it made really good use of space, and I actually really liked it quite a bit.
Yeah, it had some, like, unique storage solutions and things.
I don't know if we can picture that we got, but you want to talk about your book? You love this book so much.
It was like, you know how you have a do not disturb sign. It had different ways to say do not disturb, or different ways to say you can go ahead and clean my room. Like, we used one that said the lovebirds have already left. And there was one that was like, I don't know, we partied real hard or something. I don't remember. Like, it just said I just thought it was cute.
Nerdy t-shirts. That was 2, like, I'm sorry, I really rushed your name. Nerdy t-shirts. That was 2 twin mattresses, and we had separate blankets.
In almost all of our hotels, not the fancy one, but
yeah, it was a little different. The pillows were not great. Get more pillows,
But I kind of liked it because then I had my own blanket if I was cold, or I could throw it off if I was hot, and that didn't affect you.
That is true.
Usually, I throw my blanket onto him because he lays on that side of me, and I get hot, so he has got double blankets.
Don't mind me, I'm nude. You know.
Well,
people wouldn't have really batted an eye, but it's fine. So this is, like, basically right outside the hotel.
Yeah.
And it's lots of shops and restaurants, and then I'm pretty sure these were all residences or at least apartments, like, up above everything.
So again, we didn't eat on the train, and then we check into our hotel and we're kind of starving, just need a snack to hold us over. So we decided, let's do sausage again. It was so successful the first time. Wrong. That was a bad idea. We didn't know, though.
They just had it out, and we thought it was like on hot plates, keeping it warm, and it wasn't. They tossed them in the microwave for us. Did me a little dirty. Did me a little dirty. Nerdy t-shirts like more chocolate.
Okay.
We do have a hungry snack.
We do. Do you want to eat that now?
We can.
Moving on from sweets, we do have more sweets, but we'll do a little switch. If you're familiar with Hungary, you may know that paprika is huge. So we decided to try out some paprika Doritos just to see what they taste like.
Our snack is hungry. Yes.
So yes, we have not tried this yet. We have no idea if it's good.
Yeah, we'll find out. I'm gonna keep going through pictures though. Oh, Ferris wheel. Of course, don't worry. There's pictures of them later of the Ferris wheel, and just like
Ooh.
fountains. Oh.
That's good. I love finding like the unique candies and stuff that we have, but I also love when I travel to other countries finding what kind of potato chip flavors they have because it's always different than what we have. I also ate them on the plane, so I don't have them anymore, but we also got sour cream and black pepper
those are good.
bugles. That was really good.
And this is just like, again, we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know where we were going. We were like literally just like walking around. There was a little like fair by the Ferris wheel, like a
Like craft fair?
craft fair.
Or art fair? As soon as we got there.
Yeah, everything was old and beautiful.
It's really good.
But we just like started walking around and looking for stuff, and just found like this fountain, which was made by this porcelain manufacturing, which was like right by this fountain as well.
I've just never seen a fountain like that before. I just thought it was gorgeous, and that's the second one.
Really pretty.
Okay. Yeah, if you ever get the chance to have paprika Doritos, if you like Doritos, they're really good.
And this is Buda Castle. It's up on a hill, and we're across the river from it. That's the Danube. Lots and lots of boats are on there, like especially river cruises. River cruises were very
Yes.
This is the chain bridge, kind of here, and as you can see, it's closed under construction. I have a closer picture later on of these, why it's called the chain bridge. These are basically like chains, kind of, and like again, like just walking down this street, it was just such a cool experience. This was kind of everywhere for us. This is the market hall that we wandered down to accidentally. We did make our way inside. It's a couple pictures later.
At this point, it was closed. We
Yeah.
got there in the evening. It's only open like 6 to 5 or something.
Just like
So this is a like I can't remember the brand name, but a river cruise where you like go to different cities on a cruise ship. But obviously very different than like the Caribbean cruises that we've been on. But the river was just gorgeous. I'm pretty sure this was all the first night. We
This
just
is.
walked around. It was kind of rainy and gross, so we didn't want to like do the river cruise or like get on the Ferris wheel that first night because you couldn't see much because it was just overcast. But still gorgeous.
there were Viking cruises. There were some other
Yes,
brands
Viking.
as well.
That was I couldn't remember.
But like yeah, this is the bridge we walked across. Lots of signs of like don't climb this bridge, you dummy.
So gorgeous though. So we walked back and forth across that river many times.
A lot. We got a mass transit pass, but everything was just walkable and didn't save us that much time.
Oh yeah, I don't think we took any pictures inside the subway, but Budapest subway is the third oldest subway system in the world, only behind London and Chicago. I thought that was really neat, and it was a really great system. In Austria, masks are required on public transit still. In Hungary, they weren't, and we were really trying to be very cautious because we didn't want to catch COVID, especially because if we tested positive for COVID, we could not come back to the United States. And so that was another reason, like, we didn't use it as much as we may have because we just didn't want to be in tight quarters with a lot of people without masks. It felt a little better in Hungary in Austria, everyone and like people were following that rule. Like there was only a very few amount of people I ever saw that did not have their masks
Very
on
few.
and on properly. And they had a different name for it, but our equivalent of KN95 masks.
Cave Church.
Cave Church.
That was the pictures from here, because I think we didn't go back.
Yeah, that's Cave Church.
This is the Cave Church.
Because it's in a cave.
It's in literally in a cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really mess around with COVID.
We've been cautious this whole time, and we certainly didn't want to not be able to come home.
I think this was a hotel.
I think it was.
With a bath. Hungary finished the baths, and we had a plan to do a spa day, and just decided again that, like, it would take up so much time, and there was so much we wanted to see. We did not end up doing the baths here. I actually saw an article today that the country with the best baths, or I forgot how they phrased it, but basically like the best water to bathe in is actually Austria, with like 98% of their water being acceptable for that. So
interesting.
There's Cave Church again. This was just like a random subway entrance.
Yeah, and it was just gorgeous.
Really beautiful.
Like
fountain.
an entrance to the subway, gorgeous.
Yeah, we missed those doggies a lot. That was me trying to take a panoramic picture the wrong direction. Hey,
There it is.
there it is. Just
So beautiful.
it's so. Yeah, I forgot what this building was, but I thought it looked cool.
I think that was one of the universities.
I think it was. This was.
Oh, maybe that's that one.
University. We just and like, it was a constant like, oh my god, what's that building? We'll walk down to it and get pictures, and then sometimes figure out what it was, and sometimes not. I think you looked it up on Google Maps.
I
what
did.
This one was.
Yeah. Nerdy T-shirts say overall people in Sicily were cautious. There were people wearing masks in busy places.
I think Austria was similar.
Yeah, people weren't wearing them out and about like outside, but inside most people were.
And I think Hungary was different. They are very different politically. Mm-hmm. We actually had some discussion as to whether or not we should go to Hungary, due to their policies and politics. Their leader is very. I'm trying to use the right word, so give me 1 second. Authoritarian is probably the best way of saying it. And is kind of a cozy with Russia, so that was tough. I bet the airport was Paris airport. I think we wore masks but weren't required. That was pretty common. But
we were reminded by our friend Chris, whose wedding we attended, that the leaders do not always represent all of the people, which we are familiar with that concept. And so we did decide to go, and I'm very glad that we were able to.
And there's some
there.
very touching pictures they have that are very close to their capital and their parliament building.
Yeah,
so
that's coming up.
But yeah, just walking around. It's gorgeous, and there's just something beautiful to look at all the time. This is that bridge.
That was a really good picture. This is where Donald starts to get artsy.
And this is like, I just put my phone on it. You could easily walk up there, but there were signs in these little, you can kind of see that to keep people from climbing up the top of the bridge. And just more churches. This is back on the Pest side. We've since walked back. And like, just, this is kind of like the main drag we were near, and it's just like all these just beautiful buildings, and everything is just framed so well.
And even though it was like kind of dreary out that evening, the sky was beautiful in those photos. This is the next day, you can tell because it's blue skies.
Clear. And again, there's Buda Castle, and there's Archain Bridge, and I think we are walking towards the Parliament building and getting distracted by everything. And there again, just doing our thing. We basically walked on the river. You want to talk about this?
Yeah, so this is an art installation called Shoes on the Danube, and it's really a memorial to the Jews who were murdered and basically forced to take off their shoes because shoes were valuable and could be stolen and resold. And then they were shot and their bodies fell into the river, so they would be carried away. And so this monument is steps within sight distance from their parliament, and I think it's just a very striking memorial, and this picture does not in any way do it justice. I definitely encourage you to read about that. You can just Google Shoes on the Danube.
It's very powerful.
It's very powerful, and I think the next one might be a close-up. Oh no, I thought I had one more in there.
I could zoom.
But like it is just the models of people's shoes.
There were
And-
some candles and stuff.
Yeah, that's
out.
what I thought I had a picture
Don't
of,
think
but
we
I
have a
must
picture
have
of that.
accidentally gotten rid of it when I was doing duplicates. But yeah, people had left like tea light candles and other little memorials in there, and yeah, it was a very somber and touching thing to see, and definitely striking to us that so close to their parliament, and maybe something that their leaders need to remember.
Absolutely. And then this is, I mean, like, turn around, go up some stairs, and you're at the Parliament building. So here's another.
I think this is like, I think the
From-
shoes on the Danube is right behind us, and that's Parliament.
I think you're right.
Oh, there's the picture. It somehow got out of order.
So that as you're talking about the.
People had left, yeah, like candles in those cans, as a tribute.
So this is the Hungarian Parliament building. If you love architecture, you're gonna love some of these pictures. I took a lot because I think this is a beautiful building. And I was reading it. It mixes three types of architecture. There's some Gothic, some Baroque, and some classical elements. And I'm not enough of an architect student to point out what's what, but it's pretty. It's really pretty, and it's in stark contrast to if you've been to Washington D.C. and you're just a regular citizen. You can't get close to the Capitol building, unless you're riding on January 6th because your candidate lost. But that's a whole other discussion that I'm not going to get into. But there was some like a little chain down there, but we could walk right up to it.
And there were a couple guards.
There were guards, but lots. People were out, and oh, thank you, Nerdy Teachers. The Baroque is usually the curly details. Yeah, and I think some of the columns were the classical influences. I don't think you can see here, but there were
And we're going to show different angles that you can see different
Y'all,
aspects.
I hope you're sitting down. There's a lot of pictures. I really took a lot of pictures of this building. So just some of these like this, and just
That's a great view.
Is it's really really pretty, in these statues carved into it. And this was finished, I believe, in the early 20th century. Probably worked on mostly in the late 19th, but just everywhere. So this was also, again, right outside of their Parliament building.
That is the Parliament behind them.
There was a revolution attempt to get out of communism in 1956. You can probably guess October 25th. And it's just an installation of these bullet holes, just as a reminder that, a lot of people died trying to get out from this communist regime during the Cold War afterwards. And this one failed, but just as a reminder that people can rise up, and just right by this building. There was also a Greenpeace protest protesting oil. What is he? You can kind of see the one side.
They were actually just setting up when we took this photo.
Stand for peace, not for oil. And right outside of Parliament. And then Hungary is also famous for their lavender. We saw lavender fields coming in.
They were gorgeous.
But there are lavenders planted out front of Parliament. I don't think that's the best one, but there is. Oh, that one. That one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Just the lavender directly in front of Parliament.
We didn't get any good pictures of the lavender fields on the train because we were on a moving train, but it was so beautiful to see that.
This is another building across from Parliament. I don't know what it was, but it's really pretty. Just all.
I think it was just another government building.
Detail. We actually stayed right across from the Ministry of Finance.
Yeah.
It was right by. There was always an armed guard there. Lavender is. I love lavender.
We were going to buy some as our souvenir, but we never hit the lavender shop while it was open.
No, it's
We walked by it closed a lot of times.
a lot. And just more. It was a beautiful day. There's Julian in front of the lavender. And then some more statues, some more pictures of this building. There was Fashion Street, which had some high end
Yeah.
clothing wear
I
on
think
there.
there's a few pictures. Oh.
No, we are back to more.
It's weird. A couple of them got really out of order.
This is a good boy.
There were so many dogs. This is in Budapest, but really more so in Vienna even. People with their dogs, but it was funny. Very well behaved dogs because they weren't necessarily always on leashes, but just walking with their owners. It's just so cute. And businesses would have bowls of water out for them.
That was nice. And then we were walking. I thought this was another day, but like this just really like just waterfall, just hanging out in the city. This was women's secret.
That's on Fashion Street. It just made me laugh because it looks like Victoria's Secret, but for all women, not just Victoria.
We went to a little 24-hour convenience store. We got these Doritos and some other snacks. But they had this lemon Coke Zero, and it is so good.
Changed Donald's life.
I want. It's like a lemon lime flavor. Really, they just call it lemon. But
Yeah.
Coca-Cola, I need this. I need this in the U.S. because it was refreshing and delicious.
And Celestial, 100% agree with your decision not to go visit the lavender fields in 110 degrees.
That's
That would
too
not
hot.
be fun.
Even if that's a dry heat, that's too hot. There's just us in the waterfall. This is just a gate. We're walking towards Buddha Castle to head up there. More waterfall. We stop for lunch.
Just a nice little cafe. I had another rosé. It wasn't quite as sensual or erotic.
Right, Crazy Girl. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna share it because it was really, really good.
It was very good. This was just the view. It wasn't so much about the plant, just...
So this is our Hungarian lunch.
So on the right is chicken paprikash.
She said cute shirt. What is that? It's a very cute shirt, honey.
Oh, thank you. I actually got that in a mystery box I ordered from a boutique that was closing, so it was a good find. And then on the left, that is like was it just beef stew?
Beef stew, and I think they call them cottage cheese noodles. I think because of the way they look, but
Yeah, both over noodles, very good. The chicken paprikash was very good, and I enjoyed it. But Donald's beef was like
that beef stew
exceptional.
was amazing.
So once I had a bite of his, I was like, ooh, should have ordered that. But the chicken paprikash was also good, and I was glad to try that, as that's a very popular dish. Oh, this is the funicular.
This is the funicular. I'm in the funicular. That is going up in the funicular. I guess we took that picture twice. There we are in the funicular. There we are kissing in the funicular.
Yeah, every time we take a selfie, we kiss. We don't always photograph it, but sometimes we do.
Yeah.
It's our tradition.
And
though.
then this is going up the funicular, and you can see the chain bridge right there. Like, my plan would have been so perfect to go to Buddha Castle, like, really walk across that chain bridge and look.
Yeah,
you're
our hotel is like right across.
there.
Yeah.
Just was not meant to be today, but it still worked. There's a hot air balloon.
Yeah, this is at the top, so it just takes you to the top, so you don't have to walk all the way up. It's just a fun little ride.
And then this is the view of Budapest from the top there, from Buddha Castle. And if you notice, like, again, there's no tall buildings. There's a height limit of
300 and some feet, but it was 97 meters or something like that.
97 meters, so 300 something feet.
Yeah, it had to do with a year. It corresponded with 1897. Something important happened then.
But that's
Don't remember what.
That's as tall. Yes, funiculars are fun. That was. So there's only two buildings in Budapest that are that 97 meters tall, and it's this church that has a really famous name that I forgot now, and then the Parliament building, and that's it. Everything else is shorter.
But because like the Buddha Castle's on a hill, it feels taller. You know. Yeah, the view is beautiful. We'll have a few more.
There's
photos.
a lot. We'll just kind of skip through some of these, but this is the view from Buddha Castle, and like it is.
I don't look happy in that picture, but I am. I didn't know he was taking a picture.
Yeah. And there's just some guards hanging out.
Part of the castle.
And a lot of it was under construction. There's just a lot of changes. There's the Parliament building from up there. Just more. I took another widescreen shot there. Another.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of statues. It was beautiful. This was the art museum, and I love Art Deco. I think it's like one of the coolest styles ever. And we just, again, didn't have time to do this. We were going to do this museum, but there was so much.
There was so much we wanted to see. We could have stayed a week in each of these cities easily.
But just like so much. It's just so
gorgeous.
Just beautiful. Me and my widescreen shots.
Another little artsy one.
Little artsy shot.
Anything that looks artsy, Donald definitely took it. I don't have that eye, but I appreciate it.
There she is in a tunnel. I don't know. This was just we could see in it. I don't know what's happening down there, but we couldn't go down there. We could see. This is Mace Tower. I remember that. but
also
could tell you
under construction.
nothing about. Yeah, just everything was like we couldn't go a lot of places.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't get down here to these like cool gardens and statues and stuff, but like we could see it,
cool.
and they were working on Mace Tower. We were obviously not really trapped because we're outside, but that's just the door behind a gate. And like it's just this huge walkable area. If you caught our stream that we did from here, we were on the other side of Buda Castle. But I thought this was really interesting. The walls are just this mixture of stone and brick, and it just kind of all
and
works.
it looks like the original. Like it doesn't look like it was patched. That looks like how it was built.
It's built. We found a cool area to sit out under a tree on a bench and take more pictures. It's crazy. Don't remember that door being open. Just kind of found another place to go. Yeah, just whatever they had. Yeah, exactly. I think you're right. Nerdy Jerks, like just whatever they had. They built a wall out of it. If they couldn't make it fit, they'd break a brick or something. But it just all again just completely walkable. We just walked around and looked at things. And again, they're redoing almost everything right now. Lots of construction. Well, that's a cool door.
Beautiful door.
It's a really nice door. This is a statue, and I got this really close picture because it's bronze or whatever, but like they put some detail into this chainmail. They did not mail that in. Thanks. Well,
That was good.
that's why I do it, just to make you happy. Yep, or got a wow. It's probably not a good wow. Just more, and this is like I don't know if it's workers here or storage, but just a lot happening. These cool boxes around trees and flowers and statues, and this is the church close to Fisherman's Bastion.
Uh-huh. You saw this if you watched our first travel stream. This was in it.
And that wasn't really planned. My battery was low. There was a lot happening.
Yeah, we did not have time.
Did not have time.
We had to be like quick on it
Had
before
to
your phone
just
died.
super hurry.
But look how gorgeous that roof is.
Just everything is. Which dog is that? That's a Ray. Okay.
Yeah, she licked my toe. I know it was her.
But just all the detail again, like it's such a pretty city. There we are again.
And it was pretty crowded in this area because of gorgeous things like that.
And this is Fisherman's Bastion.
When I looked it up online, it said it was very Instagrammable.
And there was a lot of Instagram people.
Yeah.
This was an art installation, and I convinced Jillian to put her. There's like headphones, kind of over here. Yeah, right there. You can kind of see them. She put her head in the headphones. I didn't get a picture of that because I wasn't really paying attention.
Which was...
Oh, it's a real missed opportunity.
Yeah.
And some dude was like looking at us like we were doing something wrong, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
I mean, it was clear other people had walked up there, like,
Yeah.
based on the dirt.
Just some more like really cool statues. This is that same waterfall right here. I didn't realize that bus was in the way. And there's a better shot when the bus is on the way. So like waterfall, statue, and just like again, like plenty of areas to walk. It's another door to a church. Another cool church. Spinny chair.
Oh my gosh, y'all, these were just like in a random park and they spin.
This is right outside that church I just took a picture of. Could you hear anything in the weird...
No, it didn't sound... I was excited to hear something. It didn't... No, there was no sea sound, nothing.
You just a spinning. I took a lot of pictures of you just a spinning. You're just so happy. Just a spinning.
It was so fun, and then I got dizzy.
We found a dog. And this is the outside of our hotel. This is the D8. And then we did.
This was fun.
So like this was maybe the best thing we found on this whole trip. Jillian found a river cruise that had pizza and unlimited beer. They're just waiting. Yeah.
I managed to stay on.
She did. We hadn't been drinking at that point in the day, so here we are hanging out. If you love the pictures of ducks from before, guess what? We found another duck friend. This one was hanging out by the docks. And then these are our beers. They are the same size. They're both half liters. Jillian's just looked a bit.
It was so big. I think there's a picture of me. I am holding it with one hand, but like mostly I held it with two because it was so big and heavy. And I love Hoegaarden beer, so I was excited that was on there.
We are on our boat, and these are our Hungarian pizzas. Mm-hmm. It's really good.
It was a good choice. Like, you know, there were lots of options. Obviously, it's a big tourist thing there. But the timing wise, to like meals typically take longer at restaurants in Europe. Like, it's just a cultural thing, and they do not bring you your bill till you ask for it for the most part. And so I was nervous if we booked tickets on a cruise that we would be late for it. So I was like, let's just eat dinner on the boat. And they had like 3-course dinners that were very expensive. But we're pizza people. Mm-hmm. So here we are eating pizza and beer. The pizza was surprisingly really good. We weren't sure.
Hope you'll want more shots of buildings, because that's what I got for you now. And this was like perfect lighting. This is also
the lighting
my
was
favorite
amazing.
picture. So this is Parliament Building once again, and then just more of like this is still the Pest side. That's the same picture, the statue that was in front of it. Yeah, Golden Hour for sure.
Yeah, it was Golden Hour. It's just gorgeous.
Just perfect lighting for these pictures. And again, these are all done with a cell phone camera. So.
There were times when we were like, we should have brought a real camera, but we wouldn't have wanted to lug
my
it.
Fingers right there. That's fine. I'm eating pizza and I'm happy. Got some beer. got some good Hungarian beer. There's a bridge. We actually never made it down to this bridge to walk across it, but other bridges.
Well, that's the only bridge we didn't walk across besides the one that was closed.
There's some paddle boarders. They were paddleboarding in the Danube.
It was pretty chilly, so more power to these folks. Like, it was a little cold.
And then just like this is the kind of other side. There we go with that again. Got lots of shots. I love this building. I think it's gorgeous. Love all the styles meshed. And then back towards Buda Castle. And we're just looking at churches, and it's just such a beautiful city, and the cranes.
Yeah.
And we're going under the chain bridge, and this is what I kind of need, like they're kind of chains. Not what you normally think of, but these individual pieces of metal, and that's what's supporting the bridge instead of like the cables that we're used to from most of our suspension bridges. Mm-hmm. So really different, really pretty. Unfortunately, it was under construction, and we couldn't walk across it.
Yeah. But I love being on the water, so getting to do this little boat tour was perfect.
And then just again, we're like on there, and this was our last night in Budapest. This is another bridge we never made it to, but we could see a picture. We could get that far. I think actually this is the bridge our train crossed. I believe later on. And then there are some, we've seen a lot of old buildings, but there are some very contemporary. Mm-hmm. And along the river is very old, but we didn't get a lot of pictures of like on the train going into Budapest. They're building like stadiums and concert venues, and there's a big music festival that we were just missing.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot of
probably happening right now.
Probably is. And this is really cool. This is on the water. So this is a shopping mall. We never made it inside because it was never open when we were there. And then these are like cafes and restaurants, and it's all together. I get a very like Viking feel from it, like almost like longhouses. And then if you've seen the Viking Stadium in Minnesota, it looks like a long ship, and I kind of get that vibe from this. But it's contemporary and beautiful, but it still fits into the city so well. And then we're walking back. This is after several beers on our boat cruise, and the city's starting to light up, and it's I didn't want to leave,
it was gorgeous.
It's so pretty.
I loved Budapest so much.
So back to Fashion Street as we walk by.
That's that. You can see that sign better with the lights.
And then we are gonna head on the Ferris wheel, and this is a chimney cake that has like chocolate sprinkles on it.
It's like a it's like a pastry. It was really weird though. It's like kind of hard on the outside, but the inside is so light and fluffy, and it's hollow. So it's like, I don't know, a spiral.
Like a chimney.
Yeah, like a chimney.
Yeah.
Exactly like a chimney.
Yeah.
And then it has chocolate sprinkles on the outside. You could get different flavors. We got chocolate.
Yeah,
was good.
Yeah, absolutely. It does look like a corporate office. I can totally see that.
Yeah.
But
that's one of the big like Hungarian, things you have to try. So we did.
Little weapon. I wear this hoodie all the time, so that's. And then this is like from the Ferris wheel, just views of things.
Oh, that one turned out perfect. The coloring on that.
I think that was a night shot.
Yeah.
And just like the city kind of lit up. We're in a Ferris wheel, which is one of the tallest buildings now because all the buildings are very, very small. And then some more of the buildings like lit up.
I think it was blue and yellow for you, wasn't it? Did I make that up?
They didn't have a ton of Ukraine stuff. Yeah. They had some, but not a ton. So this is inside the market we kind of mentioned earlier, and it's like it's groceries. Like it's really the first floor is groceries, the second floor is touristy stuff and restaurants.
And we went early in the morning before we left Budapest, so the touristy stuff wasn't even open. It was really just locals grocery shopping.
That is meat. That is like a whole thing of
That's a ham hock.
meat, and like here's like fresh vegetables. This is the main walkway into it, and not everything was open, but it's almost all. The first floor is almost all grocery stores.
Yeah. And then the second floor is more like little restaurants, cafes, and tourist shops.
More meat. And then Julian got a picture of.
I just thought this was fun, and I
Goulash.
think I have a close-up of the goulash recipe. That's the one thing that we didn't eat while we were there.
Oh, Colonel Steve, thank you so much for the raid.
That's awesome. Welcome on in, Raiders.
Welcome, y'all. Hope you are doing well.
Steve
Welcome.
Raid.
Hello, Tuba Taylor. Hello, Colonel Steve, of course. Spicy Meatball. Optimus Octavius. Nurai Bakova. Welcome on in, everybody. If you're new to the
Yes.
channel, which a lot of you are, we're Kentucky Fried Dice. I'm Donald.
I'm Jilly.
So we actually just went on vacation and to a wedding in Europe, and we're just showing our pictures because we like to show people pictures of stuff.
Thank you for those follows.
Oh,
We
thank you also
appreciate
for
that.
We're typically variety streamers. Tomorrow night we're going to do a persistent D&D campaign we've been running for going on
2 years. Yeah.
So we're doing that tomorrow night, but right
We
now...
also play video games, board games. But yeah, right now we're just sort of recapping our trip to Austria and Budapest. And so we're actually showing some pictures from Budapest right now. So we did not get to eat the goulash, but I think
goulash.
the next picture is a close-up of the recipe. I just thought that was fun. Maybe someday we'll make it.
Maybe.
But yes, we're making everybody jealous.
Absolutely. And yes, Me Handlebars is playing as James Hasbro, one of the characters. This is from the second floor, kind of looking down, where it's like, we can kind of peek in and get pictures, but they have these like kind of communal cleaning areas for the different like meats places, the different butcher shops and stuff. It's just very well. And there was an Aldi on the bottom like basement. We never made our way down there.
Yeah.
Did we see the List Academy? I do not think we did. We might have had a picture of it, but we were really bad about...
If anything, we saw the outside of it. We
figuring out those
did
were.
not really go into a lot of places because we had such a short period of time everywhere we were, and we just wanted to like see everything.
And yeah, we would really just walk a direction and take pictures and like check it out, and then kind of walk another direction. Sometimes we didn't really have a plan. We rarely had a plan. We just wanted to like see these cities. So
Yeah.
Inside the market. And then this is us. We're about to leave Budapest. This is the outside of the train station. Did you get those German board games off the press? We did not. We went to a comic book store in Vienna, but I couldn't find a board game store super close to us. I kind of wanted to, because I do love those fresh board games.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
And then we finally learned our lesson and decided we're going to be on a train all day. We should probably eat on the train.
So we don't show up to a city hangry.
Again. So this is like just a lemonade drink we had, and then a schnitzel. This is a pork schnitzel sandwich. That was really good on the train. And then we checked into, this is our last hotel in Vienna. This was Jazz in the City. And it was like a music-focused hotel. It was really cool. We could, if we wanted to, we didn't. We could have like checked out any of these records or vinyls, as people say, and they had a record player in our room and stuff, and we could have like listened. We weren't in our room long enough.
Yeah.
Like we were wanting to see all the things.
So this is back in Vienna again, but a different. It wasn't super far from where we stayed the first time, but a different part of the city, which was cool to kind of see a different area. You've heard of this one? That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. I really loved this hotel. They were very friendly. this was like the vibe. There was a concert happening that night.
Okay, this is a story. Do you want to talk about this concert
You-
first?
I don't know. The guy checking in, we had some issues checking in. It was fine. It was no one's fault. It was just confusing. But he was like, yeah, there's a concert tonight. I don't know what time it starts, but the restaurant's closed. And we're like, okay. Also, the rooftop bar is closed on the 2 nights we were there.
Which was a bummer, because we would have
But
loved
that's
to
fine.
do that.
It's fine. Yes, the shower.
Okay, so yes, this picture, if you can't tell, we are standing on one side of the shower and looking through the shower to our bedroom, to the bed. There is a little curtain, which we did close. Like, I just need to shower. Like, sure, but I just need to shower. I don't need to put on a show, okay? If you want to, that's you do you, but that's not my jam. Although, there was no way to... I mean, luckily, it's okay for us, but, like, the bathroom is the toilet is behind us, so if you're going to the bathroom and someone else is in the shower, you can see them.
And also, that curtain was on the outside, so the person like that was laying in bed could control if they could see inside the shower or not.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little weird. It was fine.
I'm assuming if two people are sharing a room,
Yeah.
hopefully they're
Hopefully.
trustworthy. But here's the story, okay? You can see at the top there, it's this beautiful rain shower, right? Okay. We got there, and I hadn't showered before we left. I was feeling gross. The luggage was a situation again. We were sweaty. I was like, I need to take a shower before we do anything else. I'm desperately in need of a shower. It will make me feel better. So I try to take a shower here. But there's, what you may not be able to see, there's also like a hand wand, you know, little thing. I can only figure out how to turn on that piece. I cannot figure out how to turn on the shower. And I'm getting frustrated. And Donald, being the wonderful partner that he is, was like, you seem stressed. Let me problem solve for you. So I exit the shower. He enters the shower to try to get it turned on. And he does figure it out. And I was like, but what did it do when you turned it that way? And he's holding the hand wand in his hand and turns it, and it sprays him in the face.
Right in the face.
And this is like high powered. They are not messing around with their water pressure. Like, it was like a jet stream to the face. And suddenly I wasn't aggravated anymore. I was just
Everything was okay. She had also, during the shower fiasco, like covered half the room in water.
Oh. Also,
Like, covered. It was a whole thing, and it was delightful.
did have to ask the front desk to exchange our towels because they were soaked because I had so much water on the floor.
Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. I got sprayed in the face, laughed about it, she laughed, everything was good. And this is the room. It's really nice. It was really comfy. Oh, we did have our own.
No,
Sure.
we have two different ones. They made it
they
look
stack
like
it.
one.
They had a little tablet, so if we had a request for the front desk, like new tablet or like, new towels, we could just chat on the tablet.
I loved it. I didn't have to actually call and
it
talk
was-
to
it
them.
was
I
super
just was
nice.
like, I had a mishap in the shower
Oh.
and used all the towels. Could you send more?
But here's the. I do love making her laugh. Her laugh is the greatest sound in the world, and I always love hearing
I'm
it.
pretty sure he didn't get sprayed in the face on purpose, but
I
it
did
did
not.
make me laugh.
I did not get sprayed the pro. I wasn't in the best of moods as it was.
You
Like
weren't.
that luggage really got to me after carrying it, but it was fine. And then I got sprayed in the face. And again, there's like two ways to react. I can be angry about a situation that's really funny, or I can just laugh at a situation that's really funny. And I laughed, and it just made everything better.
Yeah.
And again, we're just walking around Vienna, like cool art. This is
A croque madame.
that Jillian ordered.
That was very good.
And this was more schnitzel and potato salad. Oh my god, it was good. Viennese schnitzel is made from veal. So the guy was like, do you want veal? I'm like, what's the other option? He's like, chicken. And I'm like, I'll take veal. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know, when in Vienna.
When in Vienna.
This is the communist fountain we talked about earlier, close to our,
Oh, yeah.
our sausage stand.
It was just sunnier that day.
And like really...
Our
just-
theme was every time we arrived in a city, it was raining and we were hangry.
Yeah, that was basically it. I don't know what this building was, but it was cool.
Yeah.
And then we did go see an orchestra performance because, you know, when in Vienna, we bought the tickets for.
Uh-huh.
And this was like our seats, kind
was
of
so beautiful.
center.
We were in the balcony.
Such a cool. I got some like, it was just really, pretty.
We were not allowed to take pictures or video while they were performing, so all of our pictures are just of the venue.
Yeah.
but it was beautiful. And so it was an orchestra playing Mozart and Strauss, and then they had a opera singer who accompanied them on a few songs, and some traditional dancers and ballet. It was amazing. I do not know anything about music or classical music or opera or dancing, and it was phenomenal. I was so thankful. Donald knows a little bit more and recognized more of the things, but
it was some chamber music to start with, which was a little slow, a little boring, but they really got into it and stuff. That was not the theater. I think that picture a couple pictures ago was the actual theater we went into. It was like something industrial, maybe. Again, my German is not good at all, but that was just another theater. Lots of theaters, lots of musical performances. Just really fun. This is the top of the Hotel Imperial.
Yes.
The hotel we stayed in the first night. We could only do one night, but this is like the whole thing from a distance. It was such a beautiful hotel. Back to the Opera House. We were walking around.
Yeah, we left that same fountain, but at
I
night.
love that fountain. This is the hallway in Jazz in the City.
Every time we walked into it, I was like, "This is trippy."
It was really different. And then back to walking around Vienna. Love Vienna.
This is the I told you earlier about that dip that was pumpkin seed oil. This is pumpkin seed oil ice cream. So the part of Austria that we went to the wedding was in the southeastern part. Styria, I think was Styria. It was very agricultural, and one of the things that they grow is pumpkins that is made into pumpkin seed oil. Very popular in Austria. And Cheryl suggested we try the ice cream, and it was delicious. That morning we had ice cream, and then later we had gelato, like an hour later.
It was a little later than that. Maybe. And this was... So we ended up staying in this is really close to a shopping district, which was really cool. But it seems like mostly locals. They did recommend we go down to the museum quarter, and we did. And that is mostly, I think, what this is. It's just these, like... And this, I believe, is the area we streamed from in Vienna. This was a Habsburg Palace, which is now like a park. And it was gorgeous. Lots of people walking around, flowers, sunbathing. I have no idea what this is a picture of.
Just beautiful stuff.
So then we kind of went to the other side of Vienna on a train. We wanted to go to the river, which we hadn't seen yet. And
I almost forgot about this.
Vienna was much more like contemporary, very modern, these super cool looking buildings. Just wanted to get that. This is part of the UN complex. The UN does have one of their offices here, and it was kind of busy. If you've seen Captain America Civil War, that's where, no spoilers, but someone important passes away at the UN in Vienna. The building is very different. That was actually filmed in Berlin. This is what that complex looks like. We could not get anywhere close to this. Yeah. This is the closest we could get. But see the flags and the UN flag and stuff. It was just, you can see the barbed wire and signs and this whole situation. But there was...
A lot of the train stations had support centers for refugees from Ukraine, which was really awesome to see.
We had a little river adventure. So this is not the Danube proper. It kind of splits off for a little bit. And they had this cool little recreational area where you could just walk across.
Yeah, so it's a little walking bridge across.
And this was the world's largest floating trampoline.
Yeah, that's like trampolines for kids. I mean, I guess adults could be on them too, but like a jump park, but outside on the river.
Weren't too
tired.
Kind
of cool.
Way too tired. Little lighthouse and stuff, and just we did walk across that little yellow spire bridge.
Yeah.
Just cool buildings. This is the Danube Tower. We did not go in that. And we're kind of making our way down here. We decided we wanted to get some drinks and just chill for a little bit.
So yeah, they had like a little beach area, and then we just hung out and had drinks and
lots of Radlers. We drink a lot of Radlers.
Oh, y'all, I love a Radler.
Good.
Which, if you're not familiar, is beer mixed with lemonade. It was really good.
And so here we finally make it to the Danube, and we're walking across this bridge, and Jillian says,
"Oh my god!"
Like, I forgot how you phrased it.
I said, on our so we've been on like giant cruise ships, right? And I was like, you know, on our cruise ships, you don't really have to worry about anyone being able to peek in your windows because you're like in the middle of the ocean. And I was like, but here you would really have to worry about that all the time. And literally those words were still like hanging in a word bubble outside my mouth. And we looked over and there was a naked man in one of the riverboats.
Naked as can be, just walking around his room. So we sped on past. It was close to this.
I was like, holy shit.
So yeah, saw a Dormacaba van. If you know Doors and Locks, you'll know Dormacaba. And then did see the employees. This was.
We're probably like, why did he just take a picture of our van?
Dormacaba, it's awesome. You know, they're celebrities. And then we make our way to, as Jillian called it, like Austrian Gatlinburg.
So we thought. So, you know, you saw the pictures in Budapest of the Budapest Eye, the Ferris wheel. We thought that's what Vienna had. It turns out they just have 2 Ferris wheels inside of this amusement park that you don't pay to get into. You just pay for each of the rides. So it was basically like...
So here's one of the Ferris wheels we did not do.
We chose not to because we didn't know how many people they would fit in there, and we didn't want to be around strangers.
So if you see this little Manor cart that says Manor... Manor is a brand of, like, wafer cookies from Austria, and I love wafer cookies a lot, and I was really excited. They had, like, a Manor store in this amusement park. I'm like, let's go check it out, and we did, and it was, like, nothing. But Jillian was like, I want to picture you this cart, so I did.
It feels very Gatlinburg, doesn't it?
It does. It's very, like, these kind of...
Like roller coaster behind you. There was no moonshine that we saw, but other than that...
So we left that. Don't know. This is cool.
It's a solidarity with Ukraine. That's why you took it.
Oh, perfect. Then this is the Mozart statue. They had the flowers in the shape of the treble.
If you were watching our second stream, you saw this.
Pride crosswalks. There were a lot of Pride crosswalks.
And June 1st hit, and all of the trams in the city had Pride flags. But I love that this is clearly a well-worn crosswalk.
Me handlebars, the wafer cookies were fine, and I got several wafer cookies. We went to a Spar, which is it's just a grocery store, and we bought a lot of wafer cookies.
And he does not mean that they were fine. He loves them.
I love them so much. I love wafer cookies, and I especially love these wafer cookies.
These are very good wafer cookies.
And this is in front of our hotel. The purple saxophone with the Pride flag. So we just like to support that. So we had dinner at our hotel. We were tired. This was our last night.
We had walked a lot.
Let's just have dinner at the hotel. So we order, and they bring out a little appetizer.
A amuse-bouche, if you will.
Which was...
They didn't call it that. That's what I called it.
Like puff pastry filled with, I forget what.
Something.
It was
delicious. Yeah.
But there's back to some rattlers.
Yeah.
As we like. I don't know. We were tired.
You look very scared. I thought it was a fun picture because it was all red lights.
Hey, Moody Boosh. So, I don't know if y'all are meat fans like I am, but I have this thought of dry aged steak as being something that I can never really afford. And they had dry aged ribeyes, and it was 30 euros, which we looked it up for a dry aged ribeye at our high end steakhouse here in Lexington.
It's $95.
$95. But then that does not come with the side, so they asked me what side I wanted, and they had they called them potato
pockets.
Pops. Potato pops, and I'm like, in my head I was thinking they were just small roasted potatoes, and I asked him what they were, and he's like, they're like marshmallows. They're like potato marshmallows, and I'm like, okay, that sounds good. Potato tots.
Which now makes sense. They do have the same shape as a marshmallow, but that is not what we thought they were.
So, dry aged ribeye and tater tots. It was good, though. That steak was one of the best steaks I've ever had.
I don't think we took a picture of it, but I had Wiener Schnitzel there, because I didn't have it at the last place.
And then we got dessert, because, of course. And this was a, Austrian cheesecake, which is not nearly as tangy.
It has some kind of gelatin on top. It was a whole thing. That was good.
That's the airport. I don't know why.
Why do we have a picture of that? What was that?
That was Blue. He's looking at himself too much. Yeah, so, boil a marshmallow from this too. Yes. Yes. And this was just leaving Vienna. I mean, that's the last picture in here. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Thank you all for hanging out with us.
Yeah, so that was a 2-hour recap of our trip. It was incredible, life-changing. You know, one of the things Donald and I talk about is traveling like what we did before on our cruise is relaxation travel, and that's super important to us as well. But getting to do this, adventure, learning new things, experiencing things, like it is uncomfortable in the best way possible, like being in a city that is not necessarily speaking English, figuring out public transportation, walking your feet off, like such a wonderful experience, and we're excited to do more of that in the future.
Let me handlebars. If you want to see more pictures, you know, next time you're over, we can show you pictures and talk about it. But
I hope the new kittens are doing well.
I know. I'm so excited
So
to get to meet them at some point.
Yeah.
But we'll be back tomorrow with KFD&D. Continuing. We've had a couple of technical issues. I feel like we haven't had a really good session in like 2-3 months now. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do the dang thing.
They're adjusting well, and they're exhausting.
Well,
That sounds right.
and I love their names. You'll just really nail it with those cats. So yeah, we'll be back with that. I think we're gonna head over and raid our friends over at Brambeard. I think we raid them a lot.
Fun.
But I really like Brambeard.
I was gonna say it's been a while, but I think it's just because it's been a while since we streamed.
Yeah, looks like it's just TJ playing inside. If you all are not already following Brambeard, please do. They are two amazing, very supportive people, and we would like to continue to support them. So just getting that ready to go. And again, we'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you all. Thanks for hanging out with us, and thanks for listening to our stories. We love getting to share it.
Yeah. So we will see you all tomorrow for some KFD&D and a more regular schedule coming up soon.
Yes.
So we'll see y'all then.
Night.
Bye, everybody.